I'm going to say this, and I want you to hear me clearly. If you put in effort as a woman to become the version of you that you currently are, then you deserve a man who's going to put in effort to keep access to who you are. You see, a lot of dudes think long as they put in effort to get you, date you, pull you, get your number, get you in a relationship to where you cut off everybody else, that their part is done. They're good now. No, you deserve a man who's going to continue to show up. He don't want to just get you. He also wants to sustain you, to keep you and keep you properly loved. I'm talking to you. You deserve a man who is going to put in effort, not just to get you and press you and get you to cut off all of his competition. Because that's what a lot of them do. They're not going to say that. They not going to say that a lot of times the love bombing and all of the upfront like that's not just to hook you so they can manipulate you. It's so that they can soothe their ego by cutting off all of the competitors for your heart. But once they've done that, they're no longer motivated to continue showing up for you. And I call these guys emotionally lazy lovers. They want the easy street. And I'm gonna keep it real. This is something else that's gonna blow some people's minds. Might get me canceled, but I don't care. 9 times out of 10, if a dude does that, it's because he's relying on something else that he's doing for you and saying, that's enough. I'll give you an example. And I was actually just dealing with a woman in my DMs recently. I say dealing with coaching, but she was talking about a man who came in and he's providing. Providers today, not of old, not the traditional providers, but providers today, a lot of times are predatory providers. Predatory meaning the moment they start adding some type of value financially, they feel like their job is done and anything else you ask of is you being ungrateful for the little that they do. I don't know if y'all have ever ran into a guy like this, but this is why I'm such a huge advocate of you having your own. And when I say having your own, let me bring you guys a little bit closer. I'm not talking about you just being able to pay your bills. Matter of fact, let me put this down here. Because if you ain't got at least $20,000 to $30,000 in the bank right now, you don't have your own. You don't have enough mobility. You are not out here with financial peace of mind, regardless of who comes and who stays, or who comes and who goes, rather. Having your own is to have some real financial nest egg. And if you don't have that, cool. Because a lot of people ain't got that. You should at least have a 700 plus credit score, which is just as good as having $20,000, $30,000 in the bank, because the bank will give you that on demand. If you don't have a 700 plus credit score, then you need to be getting in touch with a legitimate credit repair specialist ASAP. ASAP. There's a lot of them out here. The best, matter of fact, put this information down here. The best credit repair specialist I know, the fastest and the best credit repair specialist I know who did my credit repair a couple of years ago is Eli Washington. If you want me to get you connected with him, I just put the link down there, but comment fixed. I'll send it to you. But the whole of it is so that you can have any and all grounds to choose the man that you want based on who's earning you, not based on who you need for any particular thing. Again, if your credit score starts with a 4, a 5, or a 6, you need to be getting your credit repaired. And you're only a few weeks away from having a 700 plus credit score where you can go to the bank, any bank, and get $20,000 to $30,000 in credit lines or whatever immediately. I don't care what you got on your credit report. Comment fixed. I'll send you the information. You ain't got to worry about it. But back to what I was saying, because this all comes down to keeping a man accountable to losing you. A man has to respect your absence. A man has to be afraid of losing you. He cannot feel like you ain't going nowhere. For those of y'all that think I might just be talking, consider this. If you ever had homeboys, a brother, uncles, etc., think of the girl that they say, she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. How does she get treated? How does she get treated? She ain't going nowhere. Does she get the absolute best of a man? Does she get the red carpet rolled out for her? Does she get remembered for all of the little things? Does she get acknowledged on a regular basis? No. She ain't going nowhere. You have to be the woman that a man is afraid to lose. Now, does that mean he needs to operate in insecurity or paranoia or no, none of the above. That just means he respects your absence enough to know I could lose her if I don't continue showing up. There are consequences if I don't continue showing up. That's all it means. It's not bad for a man. This is not bad. Now for a woman, y'all's safety doesn't work like that. But for a man, any and everything that we cherish, we are afraid to lose if we truly cherish it. If that man has a good job, if that man has a nice car, if that man has worked to earn his body, he's afraid to lose that. It doesn't harm us. In fact, it brings out the best in us. You see the best come out of a man whenever he thinks he can lose something that is truly important to him. So you deserve a man whose effort matches the effort to keep you, matches the effort that it took to get you. You deserve a man who wakes up every single day grateful that they have you. Not somebody who wakes up comfortable knowing that you'll stay regardless. If you agree with that, just share this conversation right now because I'm about to go in. I think we've gotten to a point where a lot of women, unfortunately, are tolerating emotionally lazy lovers, men who breadcrumb when they deserve the whole bakery, especially if they have any particular aspect of them that is rare. Like I said, a provider. And it's a lot of guys who get this kind of egocentric perspective on being a provider. I'm a provider, but I'm from the old school. I believe that's what a man is supposed to do. A lot of men believe being a provider makes them the prize. Because there are so many women who want that. Even if they are holding their own, they got their bills paid. There's still so much financial stress that a man who comes along and he can add a little bit or he can take some weight off his shoulders. He feels like that's enough. He feel like he ain't got to do nothing else. He feel like you asking for too much if you ever ask him to do anything else. And again, this is why you need to have your own financial grounding. You ain't got to get out here, start another business, get a whole new job. All you really need is a good credit score. But again, I already talked about that. Comment the word fixed. If your credit score starts with a 4, 5, or 6, and you want my guy who fixed my credit to get you straight, comment fixed. I'll send you his info. But for those of y'all dating in relationships and you begging, pleading, educating, explaining, that's most of your relationship. Let me say this. The effort that won you, that should be the baseline. That shouldn't be the man's peak performance that he never reaches again. If he had energy enough to pursue you, but not to keep you, he never truly valued you. He just wanted the conquest. He just wanted to feel like he conquered something. Real love maintains intensity through intentionality. Not just the honeymoon phase, not just when emotions are high. You see, we always talk about this and we say, well, he must have been a narcissist. He must have been a love bombing narcissist. Absolutely possible. Now, I'm not saying it's possible. But more likely than not, he was just lazy. He fell back. He got complacent. He pulled away. And not because you did anything wrong. But once he knew he had you secured, he no longer felt motivated to show up for you. He's just emotionally lazy. He used to plan elaborate dates. Now he barely plans to see you. He used to send thoughtful text messages throughout the day. Now you're lucky if you even get a response. He used to make you feel like you were such a priority. Now it's like you're an obligation that he's too lazy to cancel. The very version of him that courted you disappeared the moment he secured you, proving that the effort was just performance, not his personality. If you picking up what I'm putting down, just let me know down in the comments by putting facts. I want to know. Put facts down in the comments if you understand what I'm saying. Because effort isn't about grand gestures. It's not about what happens in the very beginning. It is about consistent gestures that prove you're always on his mind. He always has your best interest at heart. Granted, he shouldn't be obsessed and his world shouldn't center around you. And I'm not saying that. And I know that's not what y'all are even asking for. But those small, regular actions, those reveal genuine care more than any occasional big move designed to buy more time or to shut you up about what he's not doing going forward. Consistency. That's the currency of real love. Inconsistency is a red flag of conditional interest. And conditional interest looks like, well, now that I ain't got no competition, now that she's all mine, Now that she's so in love with me, I'm on to the next thing. I'm bored of her and I'm ready to put my energy somewhere else. I'm saying this for the woman that's dealing with a man and you're trying to be so gracious, so patient, so forgiving, so loving, so not too critical or asking for too much. No, ask for everything you deserve. Now, if you're watching this as a woman, let me keep it all the way real with you. You ain't putting no work in on yourself. You've been letting any and everybody have access to you. You sell your time and energy and body. And I'm not trying to shame you. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You can't ask for this from a man. You can't. You haven't valued yourself. But for those of y'all who have, you reading the books, you watching the videos, you take accountability. You really are trying to be the best version of yourself every day. You denied access to somebody that you may still have had some love for because they weren't ready to love you. That's who I'm talking to. You deserve a man who's going to continue putting in effort to keep you. And real effort is remembering your coffee order without you having to ask, because you already done said it. Checking in during stressful days at work. You just said you were stressed out yesterday. Real effort is seeing if you're okay the next day without you having to say it all over again, instead of acting like you're an inconvenience for having problems at work or having things on your mind. A man that notices whenever you're more quiet and he cares enough to ask about what's wrong. That's real effort. It's not the one or two big happy birthday or happy Valentine's Day surprises after months and months of neglect. It's the random Tuesday text message because he saw something that reminded him of you. Real effort is daily proof that you matter. That's real effort, not periodic evidence that he could perform when necessary. Whenever you are 1 foot out the door and tired of this and feeling alone in a relationship and feeling like you're the one putting forth all the effort and you're the one carrying everything. If that man is not scared of losing you, he's too comfortable with how little effort you accept. If he is not scared of losing you, he's way too comfortable. Again, I'm not saying he should be expecting to lose you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he should respect your absence so much, he's afraid of losing you. The moment a man stops fearing your departure is the moment he stops earning your presence. They're not going to tell you this. But comfortable men, they become complacent men. Complacent men don't truly commit. Only men who understand your value are going to do everything in their power to protect their access to it. If he cancels plans because he knows that you're going to reschedule, or he disappoints you because he knows you're going to forgive him again, and forgiveness in the context of continuing to give him more access to you, if he takes you for granted knowing that you ain't going nowhere, there's no fear. Because you've now taught him through your acceptance that your love comes without any consequences for his neglect. Alicia says this one has no effort or time. Exactly. He's now put you on the bottom of his priority list for what he's going to invest his energy into. Are you going to come into agreement with that or no? That part is up to you. A man who loves you lives with a healthy awareness that losing you is a possibility if he stops being worth staying for. Straight up. And no, you're not asking for too much. You may be just asking the wrong man for what should come naturally to the right man. I want y'all to understand that there's a such thing as a man who does everything naturally that you over here begging somebody else for. You spending months, years, and a man will come in and in the first couple of weeks, do the things and consistently do them for the next couple months, years that you have been asking somebody, explaining to somebody, sending different Bible verses and books and passages and poems and quotes and everything else to try to get through to that man. And you see, whenever you stay with a man that makes you do all of this begging and asking and pleading and waiting and never receiving, You start believing that your needs are excessive when really his capacity to meet those needs is just insufficient. Stop questioning your requirements. Start questioning his qualifications. Stop questioning your requirements. Start questioning his qualifications. You want consistent communication? That's not needy. That's normal. That's normal. You expect him to keep his promises? That's not you being demanding. That should be default. You need emotional availability. That's not you being high maintenance or not understanding enough of all the stuff he's going. No, that's healthy relationship foundation. Straight up. The right man is not going to make you feel like your needs are some type of burden. They're going to make you feel like meeting your needs is a privilege. Sparkle says we was in a relationship. Oh, this is long. For 3 years going on 4. Supported him, constantly lied and gave me and took for granted. That's what I'm saying. It's like where there is smoke, there's fire. He doing all of this extra lying and things like that. Even that is an indication of where he's not putting his effort. Because he's got to put you on the back burner to even keep you deceived. He's got to put you on the back burner of what he's really trying to do. Something else has the priority of his energy. And I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. If you settle for low effort, it's only teaching your heart that love should hurt, it should drain you, and it should disappoint. And if you know, like I know, there's no relationship or friendship that should be allowed to just drain you. But that's what an emotionally lazy lover does. And again, for those of y'all just joining, I said this in the beginning and I stand by it. Most times a man gets emotionally lazy with the woman he feels needs him because of one thing that he's doing. It may be sex. It may be sex. Most times in over the age of 25, 30 though, unless he's a complete bum, it's not going to be just sex. A lot of times these days it's because he feels like he's financially providing. He's putting some money on some things. He's either got you whipped or he's taking enough weight off your shoulders, but he feels like you're not going to be able to survive without that. Even though you can take care of yourself, but the stress of just financially taking care of yourself because you ain't got $10, $20, $30,000 in the bank, that you need him. And this is why I always say, you ain't got to even have $30,000 in the bank. That's great. That's a good nest egg these days. In case you get into a messed up situation in that relationship and you need to leave, move, do whatever. But if you don't, you at least need to have a good credit score. With a 700 plus credit score, that's the exact same as having a $20,000, $30,000 lump sum in the bank. Because any bank is going to give you line of credit or whatever for emergencies, not to go blow, but for emergencies. They will give that to you. A lot of people don't know this. And if you don't have good credit, because you have made some mistakes, look, I've been there before. There's no shame. But you should get a good credit repair specialist. There's a lot of people out here who ain't good, but you should get a good credit repair specialist that can take those negative items off your report. And yes, legally. A lot of people think credit repair is illegal. I don't know why. The law protects you. I'm not going to go too far in depth with this. The law, the FCRA protects you, but you got to know the law, or you got to get a credit repair specialist who obsesses over this and knows the law. It holds those consumer credit reporting agencies to certain standards. Most of them ain't going by. Get somebody to look at your credit report. Again, if you want my credit repair specialist who fixed my credit, I went from like a 490 because, hey, I made some mistakes, all the way up to an 800. And I show proof on the link. I put it down there in the comments. I show proof. I show exactly what my credit report looks like, what it was before. If you want him to fix your credit, because he charged me $2,000, he said for 15 women today, by the end of the night, he will do it for just $250. Now, it's up to you how you go about getting your credit repaired. I don't care. But if you listening to me, there's no excuse for you to have bad credit after this. Comment the word fixed if you want me to send you the link so you can get your credit repaired by him. His name is Eli, the best and the fastest credit repair specialist in the world. I'll stand on that. But back to what I was saying. Your tolerance as a woman for poor behavior, it becomes your ceiling for good behavior in the future. Your tolerance, and again, you're only going to be tolerant if you feel like you can't do without him. If he gets the notion you can't live without him, you can't survive without him. That's where the tolerance comes from. That's why I say it don't matter whatever you do, if you can go get you some money or if you can break the soul tie so sexually you don't need him. I don't care if you got to go get a sex toy so you don't crave the physical intimacy as much. You need to get to a point where you're not codependent. It's great to rely on a man while he's earning that reliance. But the moment a man gets lazy, you need the ability to make him respect your absence. I know some of y'all are going to be scared to do that. Some of y'all, you're not really, you got too much of a big heart, but have a bigger heart for yourself. The version of you that's exhausted, she needs you to have a bigger heart for her. Because real effort doesn't tire people out. The wrong people do. Real effort doesn't tire people out. The wrong people do. When a man values you, investing in you feels like joy. It doesn't feel like labor. If he's exhausted by just basic relationship maintenance, he's with the wrong person, or he is the wrong person. Because the right man doesn't find it difficult to just text you back or plan dates or remember important things, show consistent affection. No, those kind of actions flow naturally from a genuinely invested in a man that genuinely desires to be with you. So if he's treating the basic relationship duties like Olympic level effort, he's either not that into you or he's just an emotionally lazy man. Both are disqualifying conditions. Straight up. Who's at the ass? Yes. If on the subject of, let me just go ahead and get this out the way. For those of y'all who have a credit score that starts with a 4, 5, or 6, because of late payments, bankruptcies, I don't care what it is. It could be evictions. It could be default collections, whatever it is. Any and everything on your report can be challenged and likely be taken off. And Eli is the only one I know that's 100% legit, fast, and has I think it's a 120-day money back guarantee. I'm not going to lie. He definitely has a money back guarantee. That's why I put my name on it. He did my credit repair. So again, if you want your credit repaired by him, he normally charges $2,000. But if you come through my link, 15 women today, he will take care of your credit repair completely to get you a 700 plus credit score or your money back. So you don't have to stay with bad credit. You don't have to stay dependent on no man. Even if you ain't got nothing to do with a man, you going into the holiday season with any type of financial stress, good credit is your best next step. And you can get a 700 plus credit score in the next 30 days. Comment fixed. I'll send you the link. Comment fixed. I'll send you the link because I don't gatekeep. But that's totally up to you. But again, you don't have to stay with bad credit. If you sitting there with a 400, 500, 600, that's on you at this point. But moral of the story is this. You deserve a man who wants to, on his own, continue to put in effort to keep you. But more importantly, you deserve to become the kind of person who won't settle for anything less. The tragedy isn't that some men won't try for you. The tragedy is that you might waste years accepting their refusal to try as if it's the best you can get when it's not. Walk away from any man who makes you question whether or not you're worth maximum effort. That's the way that you walk towards a life where effort and care and consistency are the baseline. They're not the goal. They're not this lofty, maybe one day I can, but no. The effort that won you, that should be the default. That shouldn't be the peak performance he never reaches again. If he ain't scared of losing you, he's way too comfortable with how little he can get away with, or how much he can get away with, and how little you'll accept. So with that being said, I'm your internet big bro. You know I got your back. If this was helpful to you in any way, find a little arrow down here and hit the share button so you can bless somebody else. And if you want your credit fixed, again, I'm going to check and see if he still has slots open, because he's a very, very high demand credit repair specialist because he's so good. Yeah, there's still some slots left. Comment fixed. I'm going to send you the link because I don't gatekeep if you want your credit repaired fast and legally. I'm not about to get up here and promote somebody doing some nonsense. So yes, legally. Money back guarantee as well. I put the link down here in the comments just so everybody has access to this. Holla at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.